Well, a rare loss from Southwest Airlines due to fuel hedging costs, but the airline saw record revenue in the third quarter. Their passenger traffic grew 5%. Let's bring in Southwest Airlines CEO Gary Kelly. Gary, thank you for being here. Without the big hit from fuel hedging, results were positive. Still, though, net income down 37% from a year ago. And when we spoke in August, you were very pessimistic on your outlook for the entire industry. What played out here, even with record revenue for you guys, seeing a steep decline in profit?
If you just look at the current quarter performance on fuel with the hedges that settled, our fuel costs per gallon were up 33.8%. And that was the problem in the quarterly earnings. We had record earnings. Our people are doing record revenues rather. Our people are doing a fantastic job with record load factors, winning more customers. So that was better than I thought when we last talked in August. If it wasn't for high fuel prices, we would have had a really strong earnings performance in the quarter.
In recent days, you've been very outspoken against President Obama's proposal to increase fees for both airport security and also for air traffic control costs. It's in part of the deficit reduction plan from the White House. I'm wondering why you think this is the wrong place to try to raise that revenue.
The airline industry is overregulated, overtaxed. And Southwest Airlines is the perfect example of this. To be competitive, we need low cost. We know that if we offer lower fares, that more people can fly. Travel and tourism probably supports 14 million jobs in the United States of America, and a lot of travel and tourism is stimulated by air travel. Increasing cost will simply diminish the number of people that can fly and will diminish the number of jobs in travel and tourism. It's just the wrong thing to do at a time when we are trying to stimulate the economy and stimulate job growth on an industry that is already overtaxed.
When you look at the economy now, are you planning to hire in a significant way? And I think the second part of that question is, if we do see this proposed increase in fees for the airline industry pass through Congress, would that cause you not to hire as much? Would it have a direct impact on jobs at your company?
Our earnings are down from a year ago. The earnings levels that we are achieving are not sufficient for us to buy more airplanes, hire more employees, and fly more routes. We're still in a transformative mode, trying to adjust to higher cost. Most of the cost increases are fuel, but the government taxes and the increase in the burden that we've had there with regulations and taxes is probably the second leading culprit. Anything that happens to us that actually raises our cost just simply puts more pressure on us to find new sources of revenue to cover it.
Talk about the AirTran acquisition, a $1 billion move for you guys. Right now, you're operating AirTran as a standalone carrier, still waiting for the pilots' unions to agree in terms of seniority. What happens, Gary, if you can't get the pilots' unions on board, on the same page to an agreement? I know that Southwest has been talking publicly about a Plan B, separate and unintegrated. What would that mean for you guys, and is that a realistic outlook right now?
So we have work underway to begin the physical integration process of AirTran into Southwest next year. There are several gating factors. Labor agreements are one. We need FAA. The issuance of a single operating certificate, number 2, as an example. There's some technology construction underway to enable all of that. Actually, we've made tremendous progress, and our pilots have taken the lead. Southwest pilot union leadership and ALPA pilot union leadership have reached agreements with the company for the seniority integration, and those agreements are currently out for a vote with the memberships of both pilot unions. That's unprecedented. That has never happened in aviation history. And what we have before us is an opportunity for all employees to be better off than they were before by combining these two great airlines. And the company will certainly be better off as a consequence of that. So that's our focus, and we're not out there talking about anything other than Plan B. Clearly, if we can't get our pilot labor agreements in place, we'll have to consider any and all options at that point. But that is not the focus that we have, and based on the progress we've made so far, I'm very encouraged that we will have an agreement in place here soon.